Hello everyone. So this is the really the prototype of Sagelight version 5, and you can see it does look like a prototype, and there's a bit to go with it. I think I'm about 70% done with it or so. And so what I want to do here is to just show a real quick example of how it's working and how I've kind of distilled a lot of Sagelight components and other functions in the quick edit mode. There's a lot of HDR functionality in there. There's these curves called these Reinhardt curves, which are really nice. And so let me show you a quick example, and then I'll get into I've got the smart contrast, I've got the light blender and the equalizer. Some of it may change, and certainly all of these are just testing things right now. But let me show you one quick example, and then I'm going to do a longer video kind of showing off the AI a little bit more. But here you can kind of get a feel for it, with the curves, and you can collapse the windows, and I'll get into all of that in another video. But for now, let me just show you the smart contrast I put in there. So you can do some contrast, but as you can see, it gets pretty dark, and it's hard to work with these pictures that have these real light areas and real dark areas. And so what I've added are these curves, which are pretty well researched curves. This guy named, I forget his first name, his last name is Reinhardt, and I've applied them in the editor, and they're actually applied in version 4 a lot underneath the surface. You don't see them a lot, and it really has added a lot of depth to it. And so you can see that now when I play with the contrast, I can really just get the lighting that I want in this picture. And I don't want to bring the highlights down, because you can see this picture is very low resolution, something I got off the web in 8 bits, and so it doesn't work with the highlights well. But I don't need to do that, and so I can go put those back there, and then I can get a bit of what I want right there, and then I'm going to go ahead and save that. And then what I can do is I can use really what is overall the best function in Sagelight. It's been in there since day one, and that is the smart contrast function. It works really well. You can see it just really brings out some nice contrast, some realistic contrast without the halos, and could bring up the lighting a little bit here, but I don't really need to. Maybe a tiny bit, just a tiny bit. And then what I can do with the this, I can do just basically the range. It's called a strength reduction, but I'm calling it a blend curve these days, which is more appropriate. Change that by the time version 5 gets released, to make sure that we're not overdoing the highlights. And then I can save that, and then I have a vignette function in there in the quick edit mode, so you don't have to go to an external function anymore. You can do kind of a harder one or a softer one. And what I want to do is I want to do just a tiny bit of one, just to focus on the center a little bit, and then there you have it. See, very quickly you can make a big difference in these images in the quick edit mode, and then also using the smart contrast, which is why it's one of the features down here. But you can see with version 5 you can just do a whole lot now in the quick edit mode that in version 4 you had to go out and use a lot of different functions and come back into it. And so the user interface is not only much more simplified and streamlined, but it also is a lot more functional with a lot of the new algorithms that I've been creating for version 5. Anyway, so that's just a sample of it, and then like I said, I'll be getting some other videos in the next few weeks to show it off in more of its capacity. Anyway, thanks for watching, and hopefully you'll look forward to some more of the videos that I put out.